In this series of videos, I'm going to show you how to make this cobblestone street using this blue foam here. And then we'll use this platinum silicone rubber called Moldstar 30 to take a mold of the street. And then I'll show you how to cast a positive in resin using this 2-part resin Smoothcast 300. How to make a cobblestone street. Scuff up the edge of a 1-inch thick styrofoam sheet with sandpaper and a wood rasp to create some texture. Cut slices from the foam sheet. Measure and cut little 1-inch squares. Scuff the squares up a bit more. Cut some smaller squares for a bit of variety and scuff those up too. Glue them down to a wooden board. I'm using wood glue. Don't overthink this part. It will look better if it's not too contrived. I'm using a 3/4 inch walnut plywood. You can mask the edges if you want to keep them clean. I use 3M's automotive masking tapes for all my masking. They come in all thicknesses, they're good quality and pretty cheap on Amazon. Fill in the gaps with more glue. Pull the glue off of the top and really squish it into the cracks so you don't cover up all your nice texture. I happen to have a bag of play sand in my studio, so I sprinkled a little sand on it to give the texture some more variety. The glue will take a bit to dry. This is dried overnight, it's still soft. Put it out in the sun to dry faster, or if it's raining, set it by a heater vent. There's some pits that the glue missed, so I'm filling those in with an epoxy called Magic Sculpt. I'm stabbing a hard bristle toothbrush into the epoxy to give it a gravel texture. And then I'm adding some grass clumps here because maybe long ago this was a lush green path leading up to a castle where a benevolent sorceress lived. A lot of people like to add the grass at the very end during the painting and finishing stage. But I mostly use these streets as white bases for public art proposals, so I want to have the grass texture cast into the piece. Now that the epoxy's dry, we can blow off the extra grass and admire all the cool detail and texture. Any chance you have to add more variety in the texture will make it look more real and less cartoony if that's what you're looking for. And I really like the look that's created by the different rock thicknesses of the foam squares. I'm doing a quick sanding of the edges here because I kind of made a mess. My tool tip of the day is to replace these old school sanding pads with these sand net pads. They just leave a nicer, more uniform finish and they last longer. In hindsight, I wish I had added some sand to the glue, but I think this looks pretty good. So now we're going to build a mold box around it and pour the silicone mold. If you want to see how this is done, you could click on the link right here. Thanks for watching.